video series on the heroine's journey. I'm Susanna Liller, and it's time to find your happiness. While you're on the heroine's journey, on the road of adventure, which you get to after leaving your comfort zone and crossing the threshold, dealing with the threshold guardians, you meet people who help you. There are allies and mentors on the road that come forward to give you encouragement. Let's look at fairy stories, fairy tales. There's Cinderella. Cinderella had a great fairy godmother who gave her what she needed to go to the ball and meet the prince. And in the latest Disney version that was acted and not cartoon characters, Helena Bonham Carter plays the role of the fairy godmother, and she shows up first as a very strange looking, ugly character, which can be the case for mentors and allies on the road, that they're people you least suspect, that you might even have an aversion to. But like Cinderella, who's kind-hearted, Cinderella helps her, gives her a drink of water, and then she changes into the beautiful version of the fairy godmother. When we accept and are open to all characters who cross our path, sometimes we gain unexpected aid from people we never thought we'd get help from. And then another fairy godmother is actually the three that helps Sleeping Beauty. And then there's my favorite, Glinda, in The Wizard of Oz, who helps Dorothy. Now, she's not really a fairy godmother, she's a witch, but she has the magic needed to help Dorothy find her way, to guide Dorothy. Follow the yellow brick road, Dorothy. And she gives her the ruby slippers. So these are all helpers and allies on our path. And what's their purpose? To guide, to encourage, to help. Sometimes in stories use magic. But as you know, it's my contention that these stories, these myths, the fairy tales, yes, they have fictional characters, but we can see in our own lives, the same characters reflected. We have friends, mentors, allies who come and help us on our journey. And I'm wondering who yours have been. You know that you have had them. Who has helped you? Who has said just the right thing to guide you on your way? And even who are those people who you didn't expect to be helpful, but just happened to say something or do something that did help you? I had a great piano teacher in college after having a really not so great one in high school, who told me that, boy, Susanna, maybe you could actually do this professionally, which was the best motivation for me to keep playing and keep practicing. And then when I left my husband and took the kids and we moved into that apartment that I talked about in the last video, my apartment mate upstairs on the third floor, Patricia, really helped me get oriented to being a single mom. She was a single mom, and helped me, encouraged me to find my way on that road of adventure. So they come forward for you. Think back and you will remember them. And I think too that there's different levels of helpers, right? There are mentors, people you kind of look up to. They've done more than you, they have more experience, they can really be teachers. Then there are your peers, people who are walking the road with you, And there are spiritual helpers. Maybe it's your higher power, the universe, who you can also ask for help from. And then maybe there's a different kind of the locals, people who are just going like the munchkins. They're there, they're encouraging you. They don't have a lot of interaction with you, but they're on your side. So there are lots of people that come forward and can be very helpful on your journey. And I have a meditation that I want to do with you now. This is kind of different. We haven't done this yet in these videos. I'm going to be shutting down the videos so I can actually read to you from the meditation. It's a meditation I have the students in my school for real life heroines do. And it's looking at who might be there as unseen helpers to offer you guidance. So this is an adventure, doing something different. So join with me as we do this meditation. You will need a piece of paper and a pencil because you're going to be writing. You're going to need to be in a comfortable chair, in a place, all your devices, except for this one, how you're listening to me, turned off. You can't be driving. You're going to have to give this your full attention. And you're going to be going to your imaginary council hall. So again, no distractions. So get that piece of paper and a pencil. Go ahead and pause me if you need to. And I'm going to turn off my video. And I'm going to read this meditation. And I'll come back to see how you did. So heroines, your adventure is a solo one. After all, you are on your very own heroine's journey. But you can imagine some invisible supporters to gather around you on your own journey. That's what this exercise is about. Imagining your very own circle of advisors. We're going to see who shows up. It's fun to just sort of see what happens. There might be surprises. These advisors can be anyone alive, dead, mythological, famous, family figures, friends, anyone. A former pet, an animal, any kind of living creature. But don't think ahead. Wait and see who comes through the imaginary doors. And there's no magic number here. You might have 1 or 2 or 10 beings show up. And if no one shows up, don't worry about it. Just try it again another time. Here's how we'll do this. Get your piece of paper and your pen or pencil. And just have something to write with and something to write on. And we're going to do this in 2 steps. First, I'll ask you to list who walks into your council hall and sits down in the chairs, or however they place themselves, because sometimes animals or other kinds of beings show up and they don't need chairs. And once you've had time to do that, about 5 minutes, I'll introduce step 2. Step 2 is you're going to check in with each advisor and ask them what message do they have for your success on the journey. What positive thought do they want to leave with you? And this could be 1 or 2 words. It could be a couple sentences. Again, it can be anything. Okay, then. So get situated. Gather your writing tools around you. Find that comfy chair and quiet spot and settle in. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Take one more. Okay, good. That's good. Feel yourself sinking into your chair. Feel your shoulders lowering, relaxing. Feel your neck losing its stiffness, and any part of you that's clenched or tensed is unwinding. Even your ears, your eyes, your entire face, your scalp, your feet, they feel good, and your arms and your legs, your hands, just stretch them out, and your fingers, wiggle them, your back, your whole body is thanking you for taking this moment, thanking you to pause and check into another part of you, your imagination. You feel safe. You are safe. You feel some good anticipation as to who or what might come to your circle. Let's get going with step one. Now, think of yourself as a queen, a CEO, an executive director, a president, a heroine on a transformational journey. You have your very own circle of advisors. They are always with you, always there for you, to support you, offer you guidance, to give you advice. They love you. Now, keep your eyes closed as you imagine your council hall where your advisors will soon be entering. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. There's a high vaulted ceiling. Many candles are burning. It's warm and there's a golden glow from the candles. You feel rested, relaxed, comfortable, at peace, safe. Your circle is coming to be with you, your advisors. They are gathering outside the doors at the far end of the hall. There are chairs on your right and chairs on your left, waiting for your advisors to take their places if they use a chair. Now, you see the two large wooden doors at the other end of the hall open. Your advisors start moving down the hall towards you. Look at them. Note who they are. What are their names? Once they come to you and take their places, smiling and so glad you invited them, take a moment now to write their names down, leaving room next to their names to write their messages. Okay. Take a moment. You can pause this recording while you write. Okay, we're back. Now it's step two. Now you're ready to ask each advisor what message they have for your success on your journey. What positive thoughts do they have for you? They won't have to get up. Just silently address them, and you'll hear their message in your head. When you do, write it down. This is not the time to question, but to just write down what first comes to you. Take the time to go to each person or being in this way, recording their messages. Go ahead, take the time. And again, you can pause me while you do this. Start with advisor number 1 and come back to the recording, to the video when you're done. Okay, I'm back. If you need more time, just pause me again. Record what you heard. So what was that like for you? Were you surprised? I'm wondering what kind of guidance you got. What kind of words of encouragement? I hope that you wrote everything down, and you can do this again if it didn't work for you because I was too quick or you were feeling rushed. Just listen to it again. They are your invisible helpers. They are those voices that maybe came from people that you knew or from people or imaginary characters you didn't know, but sometimes they have amazing wisdom and encouragement. So I would not discount it. Again, this is one of the tools, one of the exercises we do in the School for Real Life Heroines, where again, we're about preparing heroines for the journey. And this is one of the ways to know that there are many kinds of helpers, seen and unseen, that come forward for you. You are not alone. So thank you for being with me on the journey for this particular step, meeting your Council of Advisors. And I look forward to continuing on the journey with you. And remember always, you are a heroine.